speak to me. They tell you things that no one hears and no one sees. What is the truth that we all want from you? You're constantly afraid and always take the blame. With faith I won't fail, I just need a sword. I openly provide and constantly prevail. I'm not a curse but a godsend. The greatest king allows this, said forevermore. My country I adore. You will be the saddest creature here. You tell us lies of things that you have never seen. We know what we can trick you on. You swear to tell the truth, no matter what we prove. With faith I won't fail, I just need a sword. I openly provide and constantly prevail. I'm not a curse but a godsend. The greatest king allows this, said forevermore. My country I adore.
Hello and good evening to Tavern Tales Presents Storytime, which will begin in a moment. This is our 5th week, and we are starting in on chapter 33, page 187, less than 100 pages to go. This might be our third to last or second to last episode. Big revelations last time from Star, and I don't know what's going to happen for the next little while here, because what can top I Love You, Jane from Star? Andrew loves you, Jane. And guess what? Everyone loves you, Jane. I've never been in this situation, so I don't know how it's going to play out. And let's all see where Jane goes with her choices, because that's for sure she has many of them. We have been blessed, extremely blessed, with the opportunity to read for you Chris Ing's Heart and Soul Fist, available on Amazon. I'll throw the link up in chat in a moment. This is a full cast event every Tuesday or thereabout until we finish. So, let's get into it with Autumn.
Even though it was 1 a.m., my dad came to pick me up at the airport.
I can have us driven back.
Star says. My dad seems pretty insistent. It's a dad thing. You know how it is. And then I remember how Star had described her father as some sort of super manipulative monster. Way to go, Jane.
Okay. Text me tomorrow?
She says. I will. She steps forward to hug me again. I hug her back. I don't worry about reading too much into it. She said she would get over it, and I believed her. Besides, I don't think it really sunk in that my favorite musical superstar has a crush on me. My dad shows up in the family van. Pull open the passenger door. Hey, Dad. What happened? When I open the door, the van's interior light comes on, showing that my father had a huge black eye and a small cut, both on the left side of his face. His glasses sit lopsided from all the swelling.
It's been a long couple of days. I'll explain on the way.
I get in.
Spirit activity has skyrocketed in the city. Nobody is sure why, but random attacks are popping up all over the place. We've had to call in almost everyone in the city to active duty on a full rotation.
Why didn't you call me in? I asked.
The clan leadership didn't want anything interfering with your dates with the Guardian.
I see,
I tried, Jane. We could really use you.
he says. A smile forces itself on my face. Really?
Really. As your father, I feel better knowing that you're safe. But as a member of the Harut clan, I know a fine warrior when I see one. Henry said you were stuck in the spirit world the other day.
And tonight. That's how I ended up in Vegas.
Guess we can forego the clan test to let you venture into the spirit world.
He says.
You've changed a lot.
You really think so?
Yes. I don't know how, and you don't have to tell me, but I can tell in the way you carry yourself. You've grown up.
I let out a long sigh. Is there a way to ungrow up?
I'm afraid not. If you find one, let me know.
I changed the topic. Nobody has any ideas what's causing sudden increase in spirit attacks?
They're not really attacks, just unruly spirits. Some are the kind that never come into the mortal world and are just lost and afraid. Some are using the chaos to cause more chaos. It's like someone's left the door open and all the animals are walking into the house.
Or someone isn't doing their job, I say.
What do you mean by that?
How have the Arcasian negotiations been going? You know, about allowing both clans to help protect Andrew more proactively?
Not very well. Your uncle and I have had many meetings with them, but they're slowing the process. They're obtuse and legalistic and easily distracted, or at least that's how they're acting. What does that have to do with anything?
He asks. Maybe the Arcesi aren't carrying their load for the spirit protection. Maybe they've been doing such a good job redirecting spirits that we didn't notice. And now that they've stopped, we have more work to do. It could be a way of putting pressure onto the situation with Andrew to get him to make a decision faster, I suggest.
That sounds like an Arcesi thing to do. You're starting to think like them.
He says with a shudder. I have a good teacher, I say with a shrug. And the Arcesi way may be paranoid, but it helps me see out of the box.
If you're right, that's bad news for us on two fronts. First, the clan has gotten weak if we are at our limit without the Arcesi. Second, it means the negotiations are pointless.
It's fine, Dad. We talked to the 160th Guardian, Andrew's grandfather. He's going to get the Guardian right now, and it'll all be fine. He nods, but I don't see him relax.
Are you doing well, Jane?
He asks. Yeah, I am. Are we okay? He nods.
Yes. As far as I'm concerned, you have proven yourself to be responsible and strong and wise, maybe wiser than me.
No way. I still need your wisdom, I say. He nods. I think he's got an emotional look on his face, but it's so swollen, I'm not sure. What hit you anyway? I ask. He mumbles something. What?
I set a stampede of inspiration spirits.
He says with a grimace.
They were only like 3 inches tall, but there were so many of them.
I pat my dad on the arm.
If anyone else asks, just say it was a giant bull.
Well? I ask. Fernanda looks me up and down.
This is good. Real good.
She says. It's Saturday, and we're in my room. After sleeping in practically noon, I texted Fernanda to come over. My date with Andrew is in half an hour. I'm wearing a dress. It's a cute sundress that shows off my legs. The dress is green with small yellow polka dots. I guess I wear a polka dot now. Fernanda has applied a little makeup, and my eyes are absolutely popping from her mastery of mascara and eyeliner. I look cute, sort of hot. But I also look myself, which is the most important thing to me. I don't feel fake in these clothes or under this makeup. I just feel like the most feminine version of myself.
You guys gonna make it official?
Fernanda asks. I hope so. Otherwise, this will be a lot of effort for nothing,
Looking great is a reward on its own.
she says.
You need the right shoes, though.
An idea strikes me. I go over to my messenger bag and pull out the expensive wedge heels that Star was going to leave behind in the spirit world. They're the right color. Hey, they fit, I say. Fernanda's eyes are practically falling out of their sockets.
Where on earth did you get those? Do you have a shoe stash you're hiding me from me?
I look up at Fernanda. We hold eye contact for a long, long moment. I keep thinking about the stalker spirits and how they stole her face. I remember watching Krell swallow her body in a single chomp. She is my best friend in the entire world. She needs to know. You busy tomorrow morning?
No, why? Want to do breakfast?
I have something to tell you, I say.
Okay.
It's going to take a long time,
Why would that be a bad thing?
she says, clearly confused. It's not. Tomorrow, okay?
Right, got it. Tomorrow.
Fernanda says.
I think you're just nervous. Take a breath, relax. This is going to be good. I'm so happy for you.
You don't even know Andrew that well, I say.
I got a good vibe. Plus, you just seem different every time you talk about him. He brings out good things in you. I can tell.
Geez, this is getting mushy. Can we just hug it out now? I ask.
No, it'll smudge your makeup. Let him do all the smudging.
Fernanda! She winks. I knock on Andrew's door. Hi, I say.
Whoa, you look great.
He says. I beam at him. You look good too? I say, leaning forward to examine him. He's wearing black yoga pants and a white sweat-resistant shirt. His curly hair is put into place with some sort of shiny hair product. Did you buy athletic clothes? I ask. He looks embarrassed and pushes his glasses up.
Would you believe me if I said I had these in my closet?
You left the tags on, I say.
Oh, damn.
Here, let me. I put both of my arms on his shoulders like we're about to slow dance. Then I grab the tag in both hands and pull the plastic string apart.
Thanks.
He says. No problem, I say. Our faces are very close. I want to kiss him right now, but kissing him after taking off a clothing tag is pretty pathetic. So I walk in and throw the tags into the trash can. You didn't have to try and impress me, I say. You should wear whatever you want.
These are actually pretty comfortable. I get why you wear it.
We look at each other. Is your dad home?
No, he's off on a business trip until Monday.
Oh, you eating well? What kind of stupid question was that? What am I, my mother?
I'm doing fine. Listen, Jane, I'm sorry about the other day. I was completely out of line.
You were, but I can't find the anger in me any longer. Too much has happened for me to hold on to something like this. Besides, I don't want to be angry with him. I forgive you, if you'll forgive me for hiding it, I say.
I don't think you need forgiveness, but I'll say yes if it'll make you feel better about it.
It does, I say. I also talked to Star last night. I tell him the story of the spirit attack, ending up in Las Vegas and flying home. Somewhere during the story, we moved to the couch.
She likes you, likes you.
That's what she said. Andrew looks off to the distance for a moment to consider the news.
Huh, I was worried about the wrong person.
I laugh. I don't see her like that. We're good, still friends,
We had a similar conversation.
Andrew says.
I want her to be my friend too.
I'm glad. The three of us hanging out is fun.
Yeah, it is.
The two of us hanging out is fun too, I whisper. I lean closer to him. Andrew actually gulps.
I like it.
He says. Andrew, I whisper. I went on my date with Tristan. I even kissed him. We had a great time, but do you know the only thought I had when it was all over? His eyes are peering deep into mine. We're so entranced with each other that we're barely moving. You. I wanted to be back with you.
I want to be with you too, Jane.
Good. So I'm gonna kiss you now,
Good.
he whispers. We kiss. And we kiss again, and again, and again. This feels right. Our arms are wrapped around each other, our hands gliding up and down each other's backs. I take a moment to take his glasses off and set them on the coffee table before our lips connect again. My heart is pounding, and my skin feels electric, My soul feels full of warmth. I feel at home. We stop kissing, eventually. He orders a pizza to be delivered. I kick off my watch heels and watch Food Fighters with him while we eat it.
So, what does this mean in terms of the clan stuff?
Andrew asks. I've been thinking about that too, and I don't think we should tell anyone yet.
Really? Why not?
I keep thinking about Krell and how he implied he had people working for him on the inside of one or both the clans. And then there's this whole thing where the spear activity has gone up, and the Haruk clan is at their limit in keeping it under control. I feel like that might be a way of putting pressure on you to make a choice. If you make that choice, we might be falling into their plan, I say.
It's a good theory,
He says.
but you're my girlfriend and I want to tell literally everyone I know. And your clan is strong. They can definitely keep me safe.
You're probably right, but I'd feel a lot better waiting until your mom comes home, I say. Andrew shrugs and nods.
That's fine with me.
Thanks, I say, kissing him on the cheek. He grins.
What do you want to do tomorrow?
He asks. I have some things to take care of during the day. Mind if I send Star over to protect you while I go? Will I do?
Can I just go with you?
No, it's the sort of thing I have to do alone. He kisses me on the cheek.
Thanks, Jane, for everything.
I lean my head on his shoulder. The next morning, Fernanda comes to pick me up from my house. She called in an order to Jojo's diner, so we swing by and pick it up. I then put in an address on my phone and tell her to follow the directions.
Why are we at the old rock quarry?
She asks. It will all make sense, I promise, I say. She shuts off the car and we unbuckle our seatbelts and take bites of muffin and sips of coffee. I need to tell you about something in my life. Something I've kept hidden from you for, well, the entire time I've known you.
Jane, stop. You don't have to do that.
Fernanda says. Huh? Don't you want to know why I'm so...
Secretive? Strange? Yeah, I kind of do, but you don't have to for my sake.
Why?
Do you remember the day we became friends?
She asks. I didn't know there was a specific day, I say.
There is for me. 7th grade, that super boring field trip to the Natural History Museum. We got back on the bus and I was crying.
Oh yeah, I remember now, I say. We became friends that day?
Yes. See, I never told you this, but during that field trip, I had a huge fight with my other friends. You remember them, right? Samantha and Wanda and Wendy and all of them?
Yeah, the popular girls.
They called me a bunch of names and told me I was a fake friend and a loser, and that they were just keeping me around out of pity. It crushed me. I thought they were going to be my friends forever, and I didn't know how to handle that. So I was crying. But you came over and sat down and just started to cheer me up.
That's just a normal thing to do, I say.
It's not. No one else did it. But you did. And you never once asked why I was crying. You never question anything I do. You just accept me. So I can accept you, too, if you don't want to tell me.
You're too good for me, I say. But I'm going to tell you anyway, because I want to. And it might kind of save your life. Fernanda drops her muffin. I start at the beginning. Spirit World, Haru Clan, Soulfist.
Wait. You're telling me that you can do superhero stuff?
She says. It's the first interruption she's made the entire time we've been talking. Yeah, that's why I brought you to the quarry, to show you. We get out of the car and we walk over to the crack that James put in the quarry wall on the first day of my Guardian Fist training. Next to it was a small divot I put in from hours and hours of practicing. I gather up my spirit energy, and it gives me improved strength and speed and allows me to do a lot of damage to wayward spirits. I've been working on a new technique that lets me do it in crazy explosive ways. Check it out. I use the Guardian Fist on the wall. The wall cracks. The crack has to be about 6 inches wide, 6 inches deep, and runs the entire length of the cliff face.
Holy crap!
Fernanda yelps. Holy crap is right. I look at my fists. When did I get so strong? Then again, I managed to use the Guardian Fist technique right now without the excruciating stomach nausea and the dizziness. Come to think of it, it flowed easily during the battle with the spider. Was I really progressing that quickly? Is James right? Am I talented at this? Sorry, I didn't know it was going to be quite that strong, I mutter.
Okay, I believe you. I officially believe everything you're about to tell me.
Great. So you know Melody Starlight? I tell her the rest. The Guardian, the contest, the Archesi, Star.
She has a crush on you, and you turned her down.
I don't like her like that, I say.
But think of the money.
I roll my eyes and fake punch her arm.
Hey, careful. I don't want them splattered.
I have my power under control. Stop being so dramatic, I say.
You know, I had theories about what your deal was. Demon Slayer was not one of them.
They're spirits, not demons, I say.
You said that one turtle guy spits fire and gives speeches about how society is wrong. Sounds like a demon to me.
You're taking this well, I say.
No, I don't think I am. I'll probably freak out about it when I get home. Right now, I'm just riding the shock.
She tips up her coffee cup until it's empty, then throws it through her open window into the back seat.
Damn, I spent all that time pushing Tristan on you. I'm sorry.
She says. You didn't know. I didn't know either. Sometimes it was tempting to go with him and just forget the rest of it.
I wouldn't blame you if you did, but I'm not sure why I was so pro Tristan anyway.
What do you mean? She shrugs.
I don't know. Thinking about it now, it doesn't seem like Tristan would ever be the choice over Andrew. I mean, he was kind of shallow in ninth grade, and I don't buy this reformed hot philosopher act he was going. I guess I was caught up in the moment of seeing him and you together. I wanted you to get that guy that got away.
He is pretty hot, I say. But Andrew is the one for me. No doubt about it.
So when can I go to Star's house and get shoes?
I just laugh. Fernanda drives me back into town and we part ways. She says she has to go home and descend into madness with all the new information I gave her, but I think she'll do fine. I don't care if the Hadouk are mad at me about it. It's too late. And besides, I won their little guardian contest. Uncle is really going to have no leg to stand on as soon as he finds out. More importantly, I feel great about telling her. I feel light, free. I feel like myself around her, completely. I should have done it years ago. She drops me off in front of a mini mart where my next meeting is going to take place. It's actually across the street from the mini mart where there's a public basketball court. Tristan is sitting on a bench. I texted him this morning to see if he was available. I didn't want to tell him we were breaking up by text or over the phone. I felt I at least owed it to him to tell him in person. I walk across the street and into the basketball court. He smiles and stands when I get there. I manage to smile back.
Something's wrong?
He asks. Sort of. This isn't going to be a fun conversation, I say. Tristan doesn't say anything, just frowns and sits back down. Listen, Tristan, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you, and I had a great time the other day, believe me. But there's someone else, and I've chosen to enter a relationship with him, so that means I can't date you anymore. He says, mouth wide with shock. I'm sorry, I told you it was complicated, and well, things came to a conclusion. I hope I didn't hurt you. It was never my intention, and I hope we can still be friends. On my way over, I thought about every possible thing he could say to this. I was ready for any of it. Good-natured acceptance, anger, sadness, confusion. Whatever his feelings were, I knew I had to just accept them and move on. I'm not responsible for making him feel better. Just a clean break so his healing can start faster. Except he doesn't do any of those things. He takes my hand. Tristan? He's staring straight at me, intently. After another second, he takes my other hand. I feel kind of nauseous looking at him, like there's still a flood of excitement at his touch and a passing physical curiosity from my subconscious. I feel images of us jump into my mind, of the two of us intertwined together on bed, naked. But it's not what I want anymore, and it doesn't take hold. And then I feel it. Really dizzy. I take a deep breath. I spin the wheel. I stop it. The surge of soul-fist energy through every crack of my body, just like James said he could do. The surge pushes through the spiritual energy and shoves it out of me. The nauseousness vanishes, and so does Tristan. I don't recognize him at all at first. He's 3 inches shorter, scrawny, and his face is pretty plain. His clothes are blue jeans and a white t-shirt instead of a hot philosopher look he had going. His hair is cut short, but not well. But his hands are around mine, and I can kind of see a passing resemblance to Tristan in his face. It's like looking at Tristan's nerdy younger brother. You're an Akazi, I snarl.
And you need to stop resisting.
A cloud of indigo blue energy floods over him and swarms all over around me. I swat his hand away from mine and drop into a fighting stance, but it's too late. I'm already trapped in an illusion world. There's nothing here except me and a smoky blue void all around me. I'm just going to snap this illusion off and then punch all of your teeth out one by one, I say.
Snap the illusion? You don't even know what the illusion is, Jane.
He says, his voice smarmy and smug.
I've been pushing illusions on you for days and you never noticed.
I can't see him, and I can't seem to get control of my spiritual energy. It's like every time I try to spin the wheel, it slips through my metaphorical fingers. I feel clumsy. It must be part of the illusion he's casting. I need time to work out how to break out of this. Gotta keep him talking. That's why Fernando was in favor of you whenever you were around, I say.
Yes.
That's why I forgot all about Andrew when we were together. It's why I felt relaxed in the car ride to the beach, I say.
Yes.
It's why I kissed you. It's why I felt okay about kissing you, but then when I swam too far, I felt guilty. The illusions were falling apart at that range and my real feelings came flooding back.
You're clever for a Haruk, Jane. I'll give you that. It's too bad that you were too fundamentally opposed to having sex with me right now because I got a nice room nearby. You can still have that if you want. And if you don't want to be with me, you can be with anyone. Andrew, Star, Fernanda, any fantasy man or woman you want. All of them. Just give in.
There is no way I would do that, dumbass.
Then I'll kill you. I'll take a knife and stab you in the back or just trick you into walking into traffic. And if you're thinking about trying to attack me by following my voice, forget it. I'm using illusions to speak to you.
You really thought of everything, I say.
My plan is perfect.
Except you didn't factor something in, I say.
Oh, do tell. I'll enjoy this little bit of bullshit before I finish you.
See these? I say, slapping my legs.
Yes.
My legs are healthy, strong, and well trained. They can run fast and far and for a long time.
So?
Your legs are scrawny and weak because you get what you want through your spiritual illusions. You get to look strong without being strong.
None of that matters in my illusion world.
It probably doesn't, dumbass, but you just told me that your illusion collapses once I'm out of range. I start running. I make it 3 strides before the smoky blue void around me crystallizes into a solid world. I'm about to run off the edge of a cliff. I skid to a stop. My hands wave around frantically to stabilize my balance. Pebbles on the edge of the cliff fall forward, and I watch them bounce off the cliff face and crash into the jagged stones below. That was close. Wait. No, it wasn't. This isn't real. Damn it, I snarl.
What's wrong, Jane? You know it's not real. The cement is ahead of you. Just walk.
I lift my foot. Then I draw it back. The survival instinct part of my brain is doing everything it can to stop me from killing myself. I'm sure that's part of Tristan's illusion is to give that part of my brain a boost too. I don't know enough about neurobiology, and I certainly don't know how the spiritual energy interacts with our very scientific bodies. I know that James was able to ignore Star's illusion the entire time he was in it. So why isn't it working for me? I try to gather up more energy. I just need to use the guardian fist and the flow will break. He'll have to throw another illusion and in that time, I can get a little closer to the gate. Except, did I want that? Right now, I'm in the basketball court. No matter how much I flounder around and run in circles, at least we're contained. If I make it to the street, I'll either get hit by a car or accidentally attack a civilian. I didn't need to get out of range. I needed to hurt him enough to break his concentration. And since I had just announced I was going to run, he isn't going to be planning for an attack. Look at me, being accidentally strategic. You'll find that my will is a match for yours, I declare. Then gather up all my gumption and jump forward. My survival instinct is preparing me to roll out of the fall that I'm about to undergo, but of course I know there isn't a fall. But the illusion doesn't break. It just changes. I can't keep up at first. I know I'm on my back and then my side, rolling around, unsteady. I finally get my hands underneath me. It's rough wood. The ground is lurching back and forth. I stand up. I'm on a pirate ship. Tristan is ahead of me. He's back in his good-looking illusion form, except decked out in a flamboyant pirate captain, like a bootleg Jack Sparrow. He probably thinks he looks cool, with a one sparkling tooth.
You look quite ridiculous swaying back and forth, you know. The ground isn't moving. You're just moving around, your body trying to justify that the mind believes it's on a pirate ship in choppy seas. I really should take a video of this and post it on social.
You're so pathetic, I say. You're everything bad about the Arcasi. You're a liar and a predator. You're probably addicted to your power.
Oh, and you're not? You're telling me that you don't love the physical strength your clan gives you? All that nonsense you spouted about not being fair for the volleyball team? If anyone's pathetic, it's you. You have a gift that you deny for some greater moral good. I embrace who I am.
You embrace who you are so much that you have to disguise your entire face. I snap back. I think I got him in that one. His face flashes with a deep, dark anger. He snarls, and the sky turns into a thunderstorm in response. Ooh, so scary. Fake lightning, I say.
I already told you, your body tries to make it real. On a regular person, a lightning strike probably wouldn't do anything, but you? Would your body use your spiritual energy against you? I've never tried it.
He draws his illusionary cutlass and points it at me.
Time to find out.
Okay, I need to find a way out of this now. But I can't seem to find the guardian. I can't seem to keep the guardian fist technique going and steady it the way that James did. Then again, he wasn't the target of the illusions. So maybe after the first one was broken, he didn't have to do it again. This would require, what, starting and stopping my energy over and over again? But how am I going to do that when I can't even manage to do it once? I've been practicing this for days. Except I've been practicing hitting things. I focus on my foot, and I take a deep breath. It's harder to gather up enough spiritual energy in the middle of this illusion, but not impossible. I feel energized up to the ends of my fingertip, and I stop the wheel. I stomp. The illusion clicks off, and I'm back in the basketball court. My foot has now smashed a divot into the blacktop with cracks radiating from the impact and several heavy fragments of cement flying in the air. Oops. Maybe I'll come fix it as a community service project later. Tristan has noticed, though, and he's already winding up a big cloud of dark indigo energy in his hands. I dip down and grab a piece of broken asphalt and start running towards the gate, staring at him. I need him to think that my plan is still escaping. He throws his illusion. It envelops me completely, but the shape don't have the chance to fully form. I charge up my arm with soul-fist energy and throw my chunk of asphalt at him, hard. The illusion collapses. Tristan falls onto his butt, and his right shoulder is bleeding. He's screaming in pain, clawing at himself like an animal or a confused child. Have you never been in physical pain before? I ask. That wouldn't surprise me.
When this is over, I'm going to ruin your life and the lives of your family. I'll start with Daniel. Poor Hannah wouldn't tolerate an affair, would she?
What I need from Tristan is answers. But instead, I'm going to pound him into a pulp. No one threatens my family. Rage fills me, energizing the spiritual energy inside me and gives me an intense clarity. I get up to my full speed in 2 strides, and I'll be on top of him in less than I try to scream in pain, but all that comes out is a hollow gasp. I can't breathe. The impact knocked the wind out of me and has jarred my left shoulder really badly. I think it's dislocated. The pain is so bad that my vision is clouded with dark spots. I want to cry and vomit at the same time, but my body is in complete shock. My vision starts to return, and I look up. I just ran full speed into the basketball hoop's pole. He got me. When I hit him with the asphalt chunk, he made it look like the illusion collapsed, but instead he replaced it with another one. He recreated the basketball court exactly, except had it so that I was standing somewhere else. I didn't see the pole, just a clear shot to where he was lying. I did this to myself. I let out a roar and slammed my back on the ground. It hits my shoulder blade at the right angle and shoves it back into the socket. My arm is numb with a prickling pain, but it seems I can still move it.
You underestimated me.
Tristan says. I roll onto my side to see that Tristan isn't hurt. That must have been an illusion too. The only thing that seems to have been real is the divot I slammed into the ground and the chunk of asphalt I threw. It's lodged in a block wall at the end of the other court. I manage to get on my knees, but I feel dizzy again. I'm pretty sure it's an illusion, but combined with the pain from throwing myself into a pole, I can't do much to fight it. He strides over, confident, as his form shifts back into his good-looking version.
Now you're going to tell me everything I need to know about the Guardian.
He says, "Screw you," I gasp. "I won't talk."
No, you probably wouldn't, no matter how many times I tricked you into hurting yourself. Physical pain isn't your weakness, but you're just clever enough to know that threats against your family aren't going to work if I'm still here. So I guess I'll just have to put you into state of truth.
He holds out his hand and an indigo cloud appears. As the moment goes by, the cloud is becoming more and more concentrated, turning into a dark, inky sphere in his palm. What?" I say.
It's a clever little technique I developed. Once I hit you with a spiritual blast, you're going to be completely compliant to telling me the truth. It's truth serum, except 1,000 times more effective.
He grins widely, so very proud of himself. I want to wipe the smirk off his face, but none of my approaches are going to work. He can create new illusions faster than I can cycle the Guardian Fist technique. I can't hit him from this range, and I don't have a weapon. Except, I do. And Archer's words come back to me. Bind things together, literally and metaphorically. It's my only shot. He throws the inky indigo sphere. It flies at me at chest level. I whip out the ribbon with my right hand. It snaps across the distance almost instantly and binds across around his left arm. "Bind our energies together," I command to the ribbon. It tightens, just a little, and then I gasp. I can feel Tristan's spiritual energy. It's not like sensing the pressure of a spirit or the aura of another spiritually powerful clan member. I feel his energy as if it's my own. I can feel the energy of the ribbon too, thrumming through us like a live wire. I take a deep breath and I hold out my left hand, palm forward. The inky ball strikes my palm. I close my eyes. In my mind, I imagine the endless cycle of green soulfest energy flowing through my body like spiritual blood. The wheel spins. Tristan's attack feels like poison inside of me, but I focus, building a flood of energy around Tristan, keeping it compact inside me. I keep the wheel spinning and the energy flowing, and Tristan's attack flows along the energy pathways until it gets to my right hand. Then it shoots across the ribbon and back into Tristan, where it explodes. The ribbon slackens and winds back into my hand. I take a breath and I open my eyes. Tristan is now standing stick straight with his eyes wide open. His good-looking illusion is gone. All of them are. I can feel a clarity to my senses that I hadn't realized I was missing. "Did your own technique work on you?" I ask.
Yes.
He says. He looks irritated that he's saying it, but he can't seem to stop himself. Unless this is an act to try and get me to lower my defenses, I need to test this. "How long is this going to last?"
A couple of hours?
"Are you faking it?"
No.
These questions aren't helping. I need something I know the answer to. "Did you know I was going to confess my feelings to you in the 9th grade?" I asked.
Yes.
"How?"
Kenny told me. He said he told him and that he promised he wouldn't tell, but he wanted me to have the heads up.
"Damn, I knew he was a bad friend," I say, frowning. "So you planned on laughing at me the whole time, and when I asked you a question, elaborate your answer." He frowns, but he still can't seem to move or stop himself from speaking.
Yes. I knew I could maximize your embarrassment and make me look that much cooler. Popularity was really important to me.
"Why not just use your powers to make everyone like you?"
I couldn't do it back then. I wasn't strong enough.
He admits. This is as close as I'm going to get to verifying his technique is working on him. I don't think Tristan would ever admit he wasn't strong enough to accomplish something. He might have faked everything, but he seems to take a lot of pride in his crazy technique. "Why were you sent after me?" I asked.
The clan knew that you and I had a history, and they pulled me back from living in Santa Fe to seduce you. I'm a lot stronger now than I was back then, and it was a chance to prove. It was a chance to prove myself to the clan leaders. I was supposed to make you choose me over the guardian. If I couldn't do that, I was supposed to at least put a rift between you two. Last resort was to just kidnap you until the guardian picked Star.
"Their Kezi want the next guardian that badly?"
No.
This surprises me. I walk closer to him. "I said to elaborate on your answers. I can still punch you, you know." He snarls, but speaks.
The Arcasi believe that the Guardian is extremely important to the balance of the two worlds. Nothing can interfere with the line of guardians. If securing the guardian into our own clan was the best way to do that, so be it. If helping the guardian activate his power was possible, then that was an acceptable solution as well.
He says, which explains why Star was trying to help Andrew tap into his power. But before I can mention this, Tristan keeps talking.
If neither is possible, then the guardian should die.
What the hell? You just said the guardian is important. Why would you kill him?
The guardian is important, not the person. If Andrew is too weak to do the job, then he must be replaced. The hunter guardian, like all guardians, have an extended lifespan. If he died, she would bear another child, and she could try again to raise a suitable guardian.
It takes everything I have not to break his jaw. You're all sick, I say.
Is one individual life more important than the balance between the two worlds? The Arcasi leadership doesn't believe it is, so they took the actions they thought necessary.
No wonder Star hates all of you, I say. To my surprise, Tristan laughs.
Star? Star is in on it. Who do you think has been sending the spirits to attack you?
The bottom drops out of my stomach. Cold terror seizes my heart. No, that can't be. Not Star. She can't control spirits, I counter.
She can confuse them, or manipulate them, or offer them payment. Even I can do those things, and she's leagues more powerful than I am.
Liar.
I can't lie.
Damn it. I am a fool. My dad warned me about this. I should have listened. And Star is with Andrew right now, protecting him. What do you know about Krell? I demand.
I don't know who that is. If it's part of Star's plan, I have no information. She's working on her own authority.
I have to go right now. I need to get to Andrew. I walk over to Tristan and take his phone and wallet out of his pocket. I'll make sure these get back to you, but I can't have you following me or alerting the Arcasi, I say.
What are you going to do?
He asks. Knock you out for a little bit, I say with a sweet smile. I walk behind him and prepare to slide my arms around his head. A simple compression hold will be enough to put him to sleep for a while. Did you have any feelings for me at all?
No.
That hurts more than it should. Why do you use your powers like this? Why make everything about you fake?
Look at me, Jane. I'm nothing without it.
A pain passes through my heart. I think it's compassion, though I don't want to admit it. Ugh, Tristan, when you first saw me, you said you spent years making yourself into a better person. You should do that, for real this time. Figure out who you are without the powers so you can find a value in yourself. You shouldn't need approval so badly that you'll do whatever dirty deed your clan wants you to do. Be better. I slide my arms into position.
Why are you being so nice to me?
I don't know, I say. I apply the pressure. In a few seconds, he's slumped over into my arms. I gently carry him into the bench and lay him down. Bye, Tristan, I say. It feels like a very final goodbye. I turn on my heels and run for the sidewalk. I need to get to Andrew's house. Drop me off here. I order my rideshare driver. He comes to a stop and I'm already out of the door.
Hey, no tip?
He yells angry. I roll my eyes and dig into Tristan's wallet, grab a fistful of bills and toss it through the window. There, now beat it. The driver looks both irritated and grateful. I'm not sure how much money I threw at him, but I saw more than $120 in the pile. He drives off. I'm at the corner of Andrew's block. I wait a moment, focusing on the soul fist energy. The last thing I need to do is walk into another illusion trap, but I don't feel anything out here. I'm not even sure her powers will work within the protective barriers around Andrew's house. For a moment, I think about calling for backup. My brothers, at least, would come running and help me crash through the door, but I can't risk starting a clan war. I mean, what if she didn't do it? Tristan said she did, but what if she didn't? Or what if I'm just clinging on to some deep, wishful thinking? I can't stand here all day. I put the ribbon in my right palm, knowing I have at least one trick up my sleeve that Star doesn't know about, and rush for his house. I move exceptionally fast. I push open the gate and slam against Andrew's front door. It's locked, so I start knocking. When nobody comes to open the door within the first 2 seconds, I breathe in and use the guardian fist. The door goes crashing into the house and knocks over a bunch of pictures hanging on the wall. I don't care. I'm already running up the stairs, taking them 3 at a time, and sprinting for Andrew's room.
Jane, what the?
Andrew doesn't finish his sentence. He's leading out of his room, scared and confused by my frontal assault of his house. I grab him by the arm and pull him out into the hallway. I spin around and put him behind me, closer towards the stairs. My fists are up, and I have a slight green glow around my entire body.
Jane?
Star asks, confused. She's still in Andrew's room. I know what you did, I say. Stay right where you are. One step forward, and I'm going to break your pretty face.
Jane, what is going on?
Andrew demands. Star betrayed us. She's the one that's been sending the spirits after us,
What?
Andrew says.
Come on, that's crazy.
It's true. I just fought one of her clan members, and he confessed the whole thing. They think the Guardian is the most important thing for the two worlds, so they're going to protect it, whether it's going to be getting you married to Star, getting you to activate your powers, or letting you die. Andrew says nothing. I wish I could turn around to look at his face, but I dare not take my eyes off Star.
That can't be true.
He says.
Well, Star, is it?
It's not true.
She says. Then tell me what is. Tell me everything right now. Explain why Narkezi, who was under the influence of its own truth-telling ability, said that you were in on the plan. I think I feel tears on the edges of my eyes. Tell me what your father asked you to do, I say, my voice barely above a whisper.
My father asked me to either marry Andrew, train Andrew, or kill Andrew.
Star.
Andrew says. I can hear the heartbreak in his voice. I understand it. But right now my anger is too hot for me to feel anything else.
But I didn't do it, Jane. I had no intention of following his orders. Not that way.
But you are the one that sent the spirits after us, I say.
Yes, but not to hurt anyone.
She says. Liar! I hate that she's speaking so calmly. You sent Krell, a spirit that survived a fight with a guardian, a spirit that stole dragon fire, a spirit that has been plotting this exact thing for who knows how many decades.
That was a mistake. I didn't know Krell was so powerful. I didn't speak to him directly, and by the time you had interacted with him, it was too late for me to do anything about it. Believe me, I have been sick about it, and I am so sorry for it. If I could take back anything, it would be that.
If I could take back anything, it would be not letting that bull trample you to death at the promenade.
Jane.
Both Andrew's voice and his touch on my shoulders are so soft that it startles me.
Let her explain. She's our friend.
No, she's too powerful. I barely got through the fight with the other Arkezi. If she attacks us, there's nothing we can do to stop her, I say. Andrew takes his hands off me, steps forward. He stands between the two of us with his hands up.
I want to hear what she has to say, even if that means putting myself in danger.
He says.
Besides, her powers don't work here.
They don't? I say with a frown.
No. The barrier keeps all other spiritual energy from flowing in and out of here.
Andrew says.
But how is she doing that?
Star asks, pointing at me. I look down at my fists, which are still glowing green. Now that Andrew mentions it, the flow of energy is a little slower, but it's not cut off.
You shouldn't be able to.
Andrew says.
Unless.
There's a terrifying crash. Glass shatters and metal twists. The sound is loud and huge.
That came from outside.
Star says. We all rush to Andrew's bedroom window to look at the street below. A car has crashed into Andrew's front yard. I feel my stomach drop. Oh, God. That was my rideshare driver, I say. That's his car anyway.
Was he drunk or something?
Star asks. I don't think so. Why didn't the car go through the fence?
The barrier.
Andrew says.
Except. Oh no, Jane.
He points. The front gate. I left it open when it came charging in. I'll close it, I say. I'm about to run down the stairs when Star reaches out and grabs my wrist. I snarl and I'm about to break her hand, but she's pointing out the window again. There's a methodical thump, thump, thump. A huge black turtle with flaming hair emerges from the smoke. He walks up to the wreckage of the car and tosses it aside with one arm, sending it into the streets.
Guardian, I am Krell, spirit of pride and soon to be first spirit of guardian of spirits. Come down and surrender your power peacefully, and I will allow you to keep your immortal life.
The gate is open. The barrier still blocked a whole car, I say. I'll keep him out, right?
I don't know.
Andrew says.
Mom always said to keep it closed, but what could he do to break a whole barrier?
Krell snorts and lets out a long sigh.
Very well, guardian. We will do this the difficult way.
He opens his mouth and the flames come rushing. Dragonfire. It has to be. I've never felt anything so intense or seen anything as bright as that in my entire life. We're in the second story, and the length of the yard away from the fire, and the barrier is clearly visible now. A shimmering white shell that is holding the fire back. Despite all of that, I can still feel the heat. He's focusing the flames on the open gate. I screwed up, I say. We're gonna die because I screwed up.
Calm down.
Star says, shaking my shoulder. It hurts because it's the same shoulder that was dislocated during the fight with Tristan. I don't want to believe that you betrayed us, I say to her.
Then don't.
But
Who did you talk to?
Tristan. At least that's the name I know him by.
Of course my father would use Tristan. He's my cousin, and he was probably filled in by my father about our plans. Yes, they believe in protecting the Guardian at all costs, but I don't. But I can't just stand up to him. I have to be smart about it. And my plan is working. I wish we had more time for me to explain.
She says, hanging her head down. I can't say anything else. My mind is blank. I don't know what to do. Star looks up.
Jane, take Andrew through the pool house, go to the spirit world, and use this.
She holds out a small silver whistle.
That will bring you a spirit that will help you get to wherever you need to go.
What about you?
Andrew asks.
I'll stay here and hold Krell off.
No.
Andrew says. What if you and Krell are working together? You could just be putting me into another trap, I say. Star looks like she's about to cry. She grabs my face and pulls it close to her, pushing our foreheads together.
When I said I wanted you to think like an Archesi, I didn't want you to get this good at it. But since you are, follow the logic a little further. Krell wants to become Guardian, but the Archesi either want Andrew to succeed or die. Our goals don't align. So if I'm working with Krell, then he and I are at odds, and we'll have to fight eventually. But if I'm telling the truth, and I've never talked to Krell before, then he'll attack me like any other person. In either case, I have to fight him. That gives you time to get Andrew out of here to somewhere I don't know about. It's your only safe move.
You'll die.
Andrew protests.
We aren't having this conversation. You're coming with us through the pool house. We'll work it out together.
No,
Star says. She walks over to Andrew and takes his hand.
I don't blame Jane. If I were in her position, I would feel the same way. You have to be protected, Andrew.
Can't trade lives. I'm not more valuable than you are.
You're sweet to say that, even if it's not true. Besides, I think it's a little rude of you to assume I'm going to lose. I am extremely powerful too, you know.
She smiles and gives a little hair flip. Then she leans forward and kisses Andrew on the cheek.
Go.
All three of us run down the stairs into the backyard. Star stops when she gets to the pool, but Andrew and I keep going. He uses his keys to unlock the pool house door, and the portal to the spirit world opens. We both stop to look at Star. She smiles and waves, and then poses, one hand on her hip, the other pointing to the sky. It's the pose she used on her Fight Me For It tour poster. There's another terrible crash. We all turn to look at the house and watch flames consume the entire ground floor. Andrew's eyes are wide and shocked as he watches his entire life get incinerated. I can feel the barrier collapsing around me. Spiritual energy flows freely now, and I feel a lot stronger. Star seems to too, because she's suddenly enveloped in a pink glow.
Get out of here!
She yells. I turn and take Andrew's hand. Come on, I say. He doesn't move. I pull a little harder until he's across the threshold of the pool house. I look back and watch as Krell comes crashing through the ground floor of his house. He's rolled into a tight ball, just like before, and moving with impossible speed. The top floor of his house collapses onto the bottom as an engulfed in flames. Andrew's room is going to be gone in moments. All his books, his games, his little miniatures, his entire life is dying. Krell is unfolding himself, and Star is turning to face him. I shut the door and lock it. Come on, I say. I'm sorry, I really am. You must be in incredible pain right now, but we have to keep going. I'm sorry. Hate me if you want, but we have to keep going. I stride through the pool house. I don't know if I can trust this whistle, but I don't have any other options. I still don't have any Hadoop guiding items. Next time I see my dad, I'm taking his. I'm about to go through the door into the woods when I realize Andrew isn't behind me. Andrew? I hear a thunk. I rush back and see that Andrew has lifted a big axe off of Archer's weapon wall. What are you doing?
Better fight alone.
He says.
I'm going back.
Like hell you are, I say. I walk over and grab the handle of the axe and pull. Andrew tries to pull back, but I'm stronger and I take it from him.
Jane, we can't leave her.
You heard what she said. It's a logical choice, I say.
I did hear her, and she's right. It is the logical choice. But I don't want to make the logical choice, and honestly, I'm surprised that you do.
We stare at each other with an axe between us.
Always protect everyone, even when it isn't in your best interest.
Star is very powerful, Andrew. She might be stronger than me.
That wouldn't have stopped you before.
He says. I shudder. I try to stop shuddering, but I can't. I drop the axe. I'm scared. I look away, ashamed. He doesn't say anything, but he takes my hand. It's just attack after attack after attack, and every time I think I have a handle on what's going on, the rug is pulled out from under me. I can't trust anyone. I can't even trust my own senses. Krell and Star and whoever is involved here, they're just smarter than me. I'm always going to be one step behind, always barely pulling out of it because I'm strong, but I don't have unlimited strength. Someday I'm going to screw up, and that'll be it. Like with the gate right now. One small mistake against people like this, and we're dead.
You're always saying everyone else is smarter than you, but it's not true. You've done so much to protect me. You figured out how to fight those stalker spirits. That move where you used the ribbon and the counterbalance weight on the bridge was genius. That's not the move of a dumb, strong person. And you said you learned this guardian fist in like a week. That's not just strength, right?
He reaches up and embraces me. I lean into him, letting all of the weight and stress slide off my shoulders and into his touch.
I can't imagine how much stress you've been under. All the attacks have been focused on you. I was so scared every time, but you're the one who's had to fight the battles. I'm sorry I haven't done much more to support you.
You're supporting me now, I whisper into his shoulder. I know I'm supposed to read into all the meaning of when a guy says, I love you. And I'm supposed to analyze this with Fernanda and figure out how serious this relationship is going to be, and so on, but I love you too, I say. We look up to each other. We look up to give each other a gentle kiss.
We can't live in fear, can we?
He says, no.
You've tackled every problem we've encountered with the truth. The truth and being yourself. What does your gut tell you to do right now? If your gut says we need to go, then I'll go and leave the axe behind. It's too heavy anyway.
I take a deep breath and think, and I listen to my heart, and I touch into the spiritual core of who I am. I use so much spiritual energy all the time, but the Haruk teachings warn us to not just think of it as a battery. It is the soul fist, after all, and the state of our soul matters. If I'm at war with myself, then my spiritual energy is going to be unsettled. My heart, mind, and soul all tell me the same thing. I'm going back, I say. I look up at the weapon wall, but I don't see anything made of jade. I take off my messenger bag and hand it to Andrew, including the iron fans and the little silver whistle. The fans won't be able to penetrate Krell's shell. The only thing I can keep is the ribbon.
And you want me to stay here?
He says. I might not be able to stop him or save Star. You have to keep going if it goes that badly.
It won't.
It might. Be a realist.
Never. For you, I'll always be a dreamer.
I smile, but roll my eyes. Are you going to be one of those boyfriends that write complicated love poems?
Oh, I already started one.
Guess I have something to live for then. I take a deep breath and unlock the door. The mortal world is full of smoke when I step back through. Andrew's house is ablaze, and the smoke is making it nearly impossible to see. Carl smashes his fist into the ground, striking at something that isn't there. There's a pink halo of pink energy around his head.
Thought you were going to go.
Star yells. I look to my right and see Star is perched on a low wall. She is also glowing pink, with one hand outstretched to Krell. She looks like she's in pain, and beads of sweat are forming on her forehead. Yeah, well, I'm dumb. What's the plan?
I don't have one. I was going to try and shatter his mind, but he's too strong-willed. He's breaking through my illusions with sheer force. I think I might be able to tire him out, but I can't do any damage.
I crack my knuckles. Cool. So you keep him confused, and I'll punch him until his shell cracks.
You know, we're both going to die. Just go back through the door.
Fight me for it, I say. We both smirk. He's going to break
through this one in a second. When he does, I'll make a few copies of you to distract him,
she says. Krell roars. The pink halo around him shatters, and he shakes his head to clear his senses. True to her word, a copy of me appears beside him, striking Hadouken battle pose. Krell looks at the fake me and chortles.
So you came to prove your might, little Hadouken? That'll be a costly mistake.
Krell swats at the fake me. The fake me flies pretty convincingly through the air and falls into the swimming pool. Krell laughs, but then stops when another fake me appears from the smoke, ablaze in green light. He strikes that one as well, but is then overrun with about 10 more copies of me.
More trickery. You're only prolonging the inevitable, Arcasi. These puppets can't hurt me.
I follow one of my copies towards him until I'm at his left side. I take a breath, gather up a huge gulp of Soulfist energy, and stop the wheel. It doesn't hurt at all this time. The Guardian Fist strikes, hits true, and sends Krell flying into the burning wreckage of Andrew's house. He snarls and thrashes around, throwing burning pieces in every direction. Then he laughs.
Oh, very good, little Hadouken. You have some strength in you.
I'm glad that the Guardian Fist was able to move Krell, but I don't think it hurt him very much. His shell is so tough, and even though it's hard to see from here, I don't think I did any damage. So I stop hitting his shell. Krell starts towards me, but the whole world shifts. Star is pushing me into her illusion, but everything fake is marked with a pink outline, and I can still kind of see the real world beneath it. Krell, on the other hand, probably just sees the illusion. In our new illusion world, Krell and I are standing on a flying platform in the sky with nothing but clouds below. The platform is wide and circular, like some sort of heavenly battle arena. Krell approaches me. With each step, I can see the pink haze around his head diminishing, replaced with a fiery aura.
My will is too strong for these illusions, as powerful as they are. I am a spiritual being, after all. You cannot fool me as easily as you can a mortal mind.
Krell declares to me. He's really leaning into the Spirit of Pride title. Whatever, bootleg Bowser. I don't need you to be confused for me to kick your ass. I rush in. He's fast for his size and shape, but I knew that was coming in. He strikes with a savage precision and excellent timing, and if it weren't for the illusion, I'd probably have lost the first exchange. I flip over a swipe, duck under a kick, and curl into a ball and roll along the ground to avoid getting eaten in his toothy maw. He has to chase me around, but he seems to enjoy the sport of it, which is fine because I have him in his position now. He throws a hard right hook, which leaves his side a bit unprotected. I use the Guardian Fist to land a kick to his side. The blow is enough to knock him back about 8 feet, right into the swimming pool. The illusion collapses and Krell is pounding at the water, but he's tall enough that he's not completely submerged in it, which is what I wanted. I jump and land on his shoulder. I breathe. I decide to be thankful to Tristan for teaching me to cycle my Guardian Fist a little faster. Then I unload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 full Guardian Fist strikes. I land each one into Krell's unprotected face, rattling his entire body with every blow. The 8th one frees a tooth from his mouth. It falls by the pool, bloody and sharp. Krell shakes me off, and I jump away before he can claw at me. He ducks under the water for a moment, preparing his next move.
That was amazing,
Star says. That's the hardest I've ever hit anything, Star. I can't kill him. He's too strong. Could you break his mind if his concentration was faltered?
I think so, but I need to be closer, get a direct connection with him.
Don't worry about that. You just prepare the technique. Next time I beat him down, use it. I don't care how strong he is, he can't concentrate while I'm shaking his skull around. And wait for the connection. You'll know when it happens. We don't have time to discuss the plan further. Krell bursts out of the pool, lands on the patio, and opens his mouth. I see an orange light, but no fire. Then I realize what he's doing. He filled his mouth with water and is using the dragon fire to superheat it. A cloud of intense steam comes rushing at me. If it hits me, my body is going to be covered with near boiling water and I won't be able to shake it off. Like in the battle with the spider, I use the guardian fist to supercharge my legs and spring forward. I flip far enough out of the way that the steam is only a slight annoyance. I watch as my star-created double stands there and screams as she melts in the steam attack. Krell is both amused but wary. I can see his eyes darting around, not quite willing to believe that he actually got me. I need to use the ribbon, but I can't use it too early. If he can figure out what it does, I'll lose my element of surprise. Fake Janes aren't keeping him distracted enough. He needs something really tempting. I look over to Star and I mouth the word, Andrew. She nods. Illusion Jane finishes dying and dissolves. Krell snaps his head to look at the pool house door. It's opening. Andrew is peeking his head out. Krell lunges. I snap out the ribbon. Just like the bull, I whisper to it. It wraps itself around me like a harness, then whips out after Krell. Krell curls himself into a ball again and charges headlong towards the pool house. The ribbon catches his foot. I turn and use all of my strength, rooting myself into the ground. The ribbon goes taut, but I am unbreakable in my resolve. He will not reach the pool house. I pull. I yank his foot out of position, and Krell crashes face first into the ground. More! I yell to myself. I'm bursting with soul-fist energy. I yank Krell towards me, dragging him like a tired puppy on a leash. As soon as he's in range, I hammer his head with another Guardian Fist strike. Bind Krell and Star's energies, I say to the ribbon. The ribbon wraps around Krell's neck, then zips out to tie around Star's hand. She sends pink energy through it, plugging directly into Krell's mind and spiritual energy. I yell and start another beatdown on his face. I can only imagine 6 Guardian Fist attacks this time, but when they're done, I can charge up with so much Soul Fist power as I can and continue my barrage. I won't stop for even a second, even as I feel my knuckles cracking and bleeding. Krell is groaning, fighting against Star's attack. I look up and see Star struggling.
Break!
She yells.
Break, damn you!
I cannot break.
Krell roars.
I am the first spirit guardian.
I stop punching. Krell has cracked a wide, knowing smile. The pink light on the ribbon has stopped and is replaced with black thorn vines reaching out to Star. Stop! I yell. I need more power. I need to hit harder. But I can't. The ribbon has left Krell and for some reason wrapped around my wrists, and it's filled with pink light. I take a long sip of coffee from a white mug. It's done just the way I like it. We must be at Jojo's diner. Wait, why am I at Jojo's diner? Star is sitting across from me studying the menu.
Even in illusion, I can't decide what to eat.
I look around. Everything is perfect except that we're the only ones in the diner. What happened? We were fighting Krell, I say.
We still are. I just put you in an illusion world so we can have a minute to talk.
He's going to kill us, I say.
No. Our minds work faster than we can talk. This whole exchange is only going to happen within a second for our bodies. It's really helpful for giving a lot of information to someone quickly. I was going to use it before, in Andrew's room, but the barrier was up.
I don't know if I would have taken that well, I say.
Probably not, but it's too late now. I've messed everything up.
The menu in her hand vanishes and is replaced by a cup of coffee. She sips it and then looks at me.
Everything I told you was true. Father wanted me to settle the guardian issue, one way or the other. I was never going to do that, but I convinced him that I would, And then I figured I would find a way to save Andrew's life. The easiest thing, in my opinion, was to help him unlock his power.
That's why you two talked about it so much. I say.
Yes. I mean, I was ready to marry him, believe me, but I don't know. We always felt more like brother and sister. That spark isn't there for us. But I would have done it if it saved his life.
I nod and take a sip of my coffee. It tastes so real. Andrew was right. You sent the spirits to help Andrew unlock his power.
Yes and no. The first group, the jackals, that was just a test. I wanted to see if he could sense the jackals or use any of his abilities at all. I knew they were weak enough that he could defeat them, or that you could defeat them.
How would you know that? I asked.
I had 6 months of prep time, remember? That's a long time to study the situation. I studied you a lot. I watched you a few times, and I know that sounds creepy, but it was just in public. Once at your training center. I sort of understood you after that, and I was right. You were able to take out the jackals.
Okay, so why the bull?
To scare you away, basically. I thought that if you started fighting, things were way above your weight class, that you'd have to get your clan to help, or you'd give up. But then you beat it.
I was lucky, I say.
You still beat it. I didn't expect that at all, and that's when my plan changed. I wasn't going to unlock Andrew's powers. I was going to unlock yours.
I frown. What the hell are you talking about?
The one thing I didn't like about my plan was it still took a lot of choice away from Andrew. I couldn't let him marry you because father would no doubt do something to interfere. I couldn't let Andrew die either, so that meant he had to marry me or had to activate his powers. But if he activated his powers, then his desire to not be the guardian couldn't happen either. Like I said, he was without choice.
But what if you foiled the whole plan? If I sent all the spirits after him like I was supposed to.
But what if you foiled the whole plan? If I sent all the spirits after him like I was supposed to and you defeated them all, how could anyone be blamed for that? Andrew could pick whatever he wanted for his life and would be safe from the Archezi retaliation. It just happened you were too strong. No one's fault.
Andrew was right, I say. The whole progression of difficulty was intentional, and it was targeted at me. You were trying to make me stronger.
The bull taught you strength. So I just went from there. The stalkers taught you how to deal with illusions and trickery. The spider taught you how to think of yourself differently in difficult situations. And I guess your bonus fight with Tristan taught you how to deal with Archezi.
You could have told me all of this, I say, staring at my coffee.
I wanted to, especially since, I like you. But I couldn't risk the Archezi finding out. I'm sorry, Jane. I'm glad you didn't like me back. I'm a broken, manipulative person. I'm poison.
No, you're not. You're doing the right thing, the best way you know how. Your intentions were all about giving choice and protecting others, not advancing yourself or your clan, I say.
I still lied to do it. I lied a lot and put you in danger. You shouldn't be so quick to forgive me.
I sigh and lean across the table, taking her hands. Yeah, you did. We've both made mistakes through this whole thing. The truth is, neither of us should be here doing any of this. Our clans put us here. The Guardians put us here. Geez, I'm starting to sound like Krell.
You are not like him,
She says. I know, and you're not either. When this is over, we'll figure everything out. I will forgive you one way or another. You have a good heart, and I still want to be your friend. Tear falls from her eyes and onto her hands. I smile and kiss the back of her hand. It'll be okay, I say.
Thank you for saying all those things. It means a lot. I can go now with a lighter soul.
Go? What are you talking about?
It's too late for me, Jane. Krell already has me. I'm losing.
The diner is starting to fade away. Only our booth remains. No, what? Wait. You can still stop him.
No, I'm sorry. I already lost. I just wanted you to know everything before I went away. I'm glad I did this. Only about a second has passed, and he'll be too busy dealing with me to chase you too. Go back through the pool house, blow the whistle, Get Andrew back to safety.
I came back to get you too.
I know, and I'll always cherish that. But we can't win every fight.
Star.
Goodbye, Jane.
The diner is gone. The ribbon is wrapped in my hand again. I look to Star, but she's gone. Instead, there is a pink orb floating in its place, surrounded in black thorn vines. Krell is laughing. He snaps the vines back and brings the orbs to him, then places it in his gaping maw of a mouth. He's suddenly surrounded in a swirl of pink light with his eyes glowing the same color.
The power of the Arcasi is now mine to command.
He roars. I run. As Star predicted, Krell seems to be preoccupied with absorbing Star's power. Light is swirling all around him, and he seems to have forgotten where he is. I open the pool house door and stand at the threshold. Krell, I whisper. I'm gonna kill you. I slam the door behind me and lock it. The pool house is in shambles. I hear Andrew yelling. I rush into the next room to see Andrew brandishing a sword while 3 jackals surround him. Their tongues loll, the teeth drooling, and their eyes are wide with lust.
You're gonna be delicious.
A jackal cries.
And the power of Krell, our power will be ours, not Krell's.
You shitty mutts. I'm not in the mood for you, I growl. The jackals turn and their faces become intensely focused.
You're the one that stopped us last time. This time we eat you.
Do it! I dare you! I yell. They lunge, but that's the last thing they do. I throw one guardian fist strike so hard that the energy blast goes through all 3 of them at the same time. They melt into brown murkiness.
Wow, you've gotten a lot stronger.
Andrew says, dropping the sword.
Where's Star?
I shake my head. She didn't make it. We have to go. Andrew's shock is heartbreaking to watch, but I can't let him collapse now. I grab his hand and pull him through the door. How did the jackals get in? Isn't this place secure? He shakes his head to snap himself out of the shock.
I think the security died when the barrier broke. We can't stay here either.
Then I guess it's time to see what this whistle does, I say. We step onto the porch and down into the fire pit area by the woods. I take it out and blow into it, letting out a melodic little toot. It echoes for a few seconds. Then I hear a weird grinding sound. It's the same sound I heard when Star was pulled into the spirit world by the spider. The one that sounds like...
Is that a fishing reel?
Andrew asks. Before I can answer, a small fluffy white spirit descends from the trees, suspended by a fishing hook attached to his tail. He's holding the fishing reel and is lowering himself with it.
Oh, Jane,
Says Machi.
guess what? I found my fishing reel.
And that is where we will end tonight. Thank you so much to Autumn, Paige, Velvet, Marisa for a couple of words, and Nicole today, as they've all been super supportive of Autumn, our Jane Choi. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It has been a delightful evening. I don't doubt next week we will get even further into this as we work towards defeating Krell and finding out if Star is truly gone. And otherwise, we will see you back here next week for part 6 of Soul Fist, Heart and Soul Fist by Chris Ing.